Thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in, and we'll do the same without wasting a single second of your time. Bada bing, bada boom, we go into the charts. I got my son here with me. He's a little bit missing his mom right now, so hopefully he can just enjoy what's going on with the Bitcoin. So was essentially range trading sideways and not reclaiming the 786 here, actually closing beneath the 786 of this impulse retrace idea. This is a deep retrace and a sign of weakness to go into these red zones. So do you get this inverse Bart Simpson idea to play out or not? Recently, High Block had changed its Z values on the higher time frame. We'll show you what that is about and whether that affects anything. So let's go into the High Block now. So let's go into high block capital. Well, what is high block? Well, people lock their liquidity into the charts to get burnt to a crisp by the market maker for not using a stop loss, and we get to see who those crispy characters are, right? Yeah, so let's do that now. So on the 1 minute time frame, we have basically come back into the 50x as of yesterday, when I was just showing my dopey face the entire time. And now we're going, during the FOMC we did some wick whacking and managed to ping in more longs to shorts, 76 million to the 106 million down below. So they went down below to grab the 106 million imbalance. As it stands right now on the 1 minute time frame, everything is even Steven, and there is no real imbalance, although a lot has been lost to father time, and that drop to the downside does have those pools listed up above, which we've marked off in the charts before. So now let's expand our vision to the higher time frame pools and what high block did to change them. So on the 7-day, they changed these yellow values to represent 140k pools. I'm a bit confused maybe they removed the leverage and they're just looking at the bare minimum, because it was in billions before and now it's coming down to 140k and millions here. So as it stands right now, you have these basically a couple $1 million up above at 27k and a couple million down below sub 25k, and they're not really showing the billions anymore. So it's going to take some time to get used to this new value idea as we get adjusted. I'm going to try to figure out, I've been asking around, why did they change the values on this and what does it represent? But as it stands on the 7-day time frame, there's an imbalance on both sides. No, it's pretty even Steven. You want this one? Okay. All right. And you have down below on the monthly time frame, we have these imbalance down below. The value here is not something that we understand just yet because of the value change here. It used to be billions, double digits and billions, and now it's only a couple $1 million. So that's throwing me off a little bit, if I'm being honest, understandably so. And if we go to the 3 month and the 6 month here, 3 month and the 6 month has the imbalance to the downside, a couple $1 million here as opposed to up above here on the 6 month as well. It's saying $6 million down below here, and partner in crime 10, 20, 30, basically $40 million chilling like a villain down below. And if we go to the 2-year time frame, that's so weird that it changed the value. These used to be like $600 million pool or $1 billion pools, and now they're just 6 million, 6 million, 6 million, and 7 million. So I'm gonna send an email to High Block and figure out what that's about actually. So yeah, imbalance slightly down below. Do we see a continuation hit in the weekly candle close or thereafter? Let's go ahead and go into the Binance chart and see what we can see. So yesterday we were talking about how you would basically catch these continuation and reclamation of strength of the cloud to go to the upside. We haven't seen that just yet, so we were talking about a potential coming down and hitting this again for a third hit to the bottom. Here is our Fibonacci impulse retrace bearish trend base fib level. This is how you do it. You have the impulse and the retrace, and that shows your sign of weakness to the downside, and we came down to that 1618 nearly to the T at 25.75, and now we reclaimed most of this wick, but not entirely. So if they left a little bit on the table, do they come back to reclaim it completely? Let's go into our momentum and see if there's anything we can glean off of that. Heads up display is on. And what is this little bit of happiness? The link is in the description. It is Momentum Master, going down to toggle each of the components or in its entirety, or read each single component as it comes into prominence. So let's go ahead and do that now. So the baseline still holding on the 6-hour time frame. If we go to the daily time frame, the daily time frame cross up event is underway. Does this amount to something on the daily time frame? The previous cross up gave us a little bit here, cross down gave us a lot there, cross down gave us a lot there. Is this cross up event on the daily going to play out? If we go to the 3-day time frame, well, what is the baseline anyway? Well, it's your first sign of reversal. You can read about it. It's one of the few leading moving average formulas out there. We back tested the levels, which fractal down to the 10-second pretty well. And yeah, on the 3-day time frame, the baseline is starting to come down to a manner where it could start to be reclaimed after that cross down event we notified of back in July 24th, which has been that steady progression since then. The previous cross down on April 16th, Sunday, and 60 days of downside ensued. So the 3-day cross down. You want to see the ninja spider guy? I'll give you this Ninja Go guy here. The dragon one, okay? All right, so on the 3-day time frame, we got, let me relaunch that out of scalper futures mode. So on the baseline, on the oscillators for the 3-day, Williams is coming down to the oversold position alongside the stochastic RSI. Money flow above the RSI, suggesting a slight fatigue could dump down to retest the RSI one last time to create that fertile crescent of the Williams green double bottom idea. And that is the 3-day time frame, which closes in another 3 days. So the last 3-day candle just closed with the daily candle close and gave us that reset of the stochastic and the Williams into a deeper form. If we go to the daily time frame, we're going to see that cross-up event that we just talked about. Is that going to give us that subtle support to go higher? The KD lines are squishing together to potentially drop down, perhaps. Stop loss hunt. Please be careful. Don't hit that keyboard, please. Thank you. Hopefully, let's just make sure everything's all right. Seems contrary to the time frame. It's been a battle, but literally I'd like to hodl for this move because it seems it will dictate the next month. Seems contrary to the time frame. The zone that we're in, there's that region beneath here that could, if you make a lower low, if you start making this lower low, it's gonna basically set a new trend in motion perhaps. But a lot of times they do the liquidity grab like they did here. They went and made a lower low and then they sent it, so they knocked out all these guys and it hit that 618. So if it goes down into these regions, we do have like a fib retracement tool that it could come down to that 24,210, which happens to coincide with the 2 level, so I don't have that up there. Yeah, Ninja motorbike. All right, so on the daily time frame, getting that cross-up event that has not yet locked in, so we'll wait to see how this daily candle closes. It's just flirting with the possibility with the DNA helix here of the cross-up event on the daily time frame. We're going to remove what we did yesterday and start fresh on those lines. Thank you. You did it 107 times. Wow. All right, so if we go to the 22-hour time frame, 22 has been crossed up and the candles are holding the baselines well, as well as this golden pocket region. So haven't really seen much volatility for the FOMC. NASDAQ and Nvidia and all of them were going crazy yesterday. So if you look at the rising sun event that we were talking about, it did not take off at all. The money flow is above the RSI, suggesting we could come down possibly for this consolidation liquidity or stop loss hunt. You might find a laddered in entry, a better entry model if you're looking to go long at some point. If we go to the 12-hour time frame, the subtle support we were talking about, you knocked off his helmet, buddy. It's all right, I'll get it later. The helmet's on the floor. I can pick it up. Kind of. Here. be careful, all right? There's his helmet. All right, so the 12-hour time frame is looking to, the money flow is extremely above the RSI here, suggesting that this could dump on you one more time. I can't reach it right now. I'll get it for you later, all right? So the 12-hour time frame money flow coming above the RSI. When this happens, when you get it beneath the RSI, you saw this surge up. When you get it above the RSI, it starts to come down. This disparity between the money flow and the RSI was some insight that we found some time ago, which is why we overlay them like this. And the money flow coming above the RSI is suggesting a drop to the downside. Overbought status on the 12-hour could also come down. You have a failed rising sun event with no mountainscape to bring you up here, no momentum coming in. You're gonna go down. Watch out. There you go. See you later. All right, so going to the 6-hour time frame. So that 12-hour money flow is worrisome to me in terms of a long. 6-hour cloud started to taper here for a little bit and then thickened up a bit with this 6-hour volume which entered here. It's a stopping volume candle. It wasn't a red vector, but it was some more volume, bringing some fury to the table during the FOMC meeting. I didn't pay attention to it, so I don't know what was said at the meeting of note. It's all just a catalyst anyway. News does not really, even if it was bearish, they just squeeze just for the sake of squeezing if there was liquidity up above, so it doesn't really matter what they say. So money flow on the 4-hour did come down here. You notice how this disparity of the money flow above the RSI started to reconcile itself, so that could be the subtle thing that occurs on the 12-hour unless we see some RSI push on the 12-hour time frame. The 4-hour coming back down here and resetting in a manner, but as it stands right now, you're getting this bearish retest idea for the cloud in a manner like this. So you're coming back and possibly coming down to test this. If you look at the cloud idea in its entirety, the cloud is mighty thin right here, and you have not reclaimed the cloud. This is why I turned down the opacity of my candles so I can see how they overlap with the baselines and everything. So as of this moment, you have a cross down event on the 4-hour, which is potentially coming to fruition here off the bearish retest of this cloud. I'll give it to you in a minute, or ask your sister, please. Can you ask your sister? Yeah. So this golden pocket was negated by multiple hits to it, so then we switch over to deep retrace mode. Do you see some sort of deep retrace hit to this impulse here up on the 786 at 25,628 or 25,476, or are we going to reclaim this wick all the way down at 25,160? The thinning of the cloud here and not showing a strength of reclaiming the cloud on the 4-hour is showing a sign of weakness to me alongside that 12-hour money flow issue. We're seeing this possibly come down for the final leg of the reset on the 4-hour. This is not my entry model idea. I like to get in when the golden sun and the double bottom idea. So not my cup of tea for a long right now, in my humble opinion. Hourly time frame also overbought and potentially coming down here. So we could be seeing this rejection, this cloud, and this weighted moving average also rejection, possible rejection off the thick cloud. Thick clouds do meet with rejection. You try to pierce them to change their momentum. Didn't happen, not gonna happen. Looks like we could be coming down some more on the hourly time frame. So the last leg reset of the 4-hour time frame in conjunction with the hourly here, looking to reset to the downside, perhaps. Everything is if-then statements taken with a grain of salt. So if you look at the Williams, also overbought on the 15-minute with an alarm potentially coming down on you. So what am I seeing for today and tomorrow? Just basically range trading within the range for the most part. If we zoom to the 12-hour time frame once again. So this 12-hour cloud is mighty thick, and the angle it's dropping has not shifted or insinuated a shift. You've noticed, if you watch our channel, you notice how we like draw these curvatures, and we haven't really seen that angle change. So there's no insinuation of a change happening just yet on the 12-hour cloud. And we talked about in the last 2 days about coming up to reclaim the 6-hour. We would have needed to have seen some conviction with that move to the upside here, where it comes up above, reclaims this, and then consolidates and then continues within the cloud structure and shifting the angle of it. This angle has not yet shifted. This angle on the 6-hour is quite interesting to note, but if you look at that in conjunction with the other time frames, we could be seeing more downside, because this 4-hour time frame shift of the cloud is possibly shifting back the other direction here with the thinning yet again. And we've seen that occur a lot of times recently, where it shifts only to shift back. It shifts only to shift back. So this kind of shifting of the cloud on medium to low time frames is par for the course. So we could be seeing that occur. Hourly cloud, we came back up for Asia. So we could see this possibly work its way out into the 4-hour candle close. I would wait to see what the 4-hour candle close does in 3 hours and base a decision on that. We have a vector candle recovery idea up here on this drop down at 26,297. Is there a liquidity pool to justify that? 26,329, 127 million up there. So coming up into some of these shorts some more, perhaps to that 300 level, coming to this vector candle. I wouldn't be surprised if it surges up to there and then fatigues, but you'd really need to see this hourly reclaim the cloud for any type of bullishness scenario to occur. 4-hour time frame is also meeting with that idea of the cross down event, and you are reclaiming, while you are reclaiming one of these baselines, the overall sentiment of the 6-hour here. Baselines are intact. Cloud is thick, starting to shift ever so slightly, but I'm really not liking that 12-hour now. The 12-hour money flow is gross compared to the RSI here. That disparity just screams it wants to go back to the RSI. And the Williams didn't step up to the plate either, so not really liking the idea at this time. I'm saying they could probably come down, reclaim this wick entirely, and then have a bigger double bottom idea. So going into the weekend, what is the weekend play going to be? So we are on Saturday seeing this 4-hour cross down event, clouds shift on the 6-hour and 12-hour, potentially coming down here, and that's what we're looking for as of this moment. So thank you for coming on in. Let's go see what the USDT dominance and everything. We were saying the Bitcoin dominance would come up. It did come up. That was attempting to reclaim that. We're going to go into the USDT dominance. We said that's going to probably come back to this region. It's been hanging out here, knocked people out into USDT, people sitting on the sidelines, knocked out of their trades. And are we going to go higher on the USDT dominance? Looking at total market cap and inverse of that, as people got knocked out of their trades into USDT. Interesting to note. And total has come all the way down to that 2 level of that bearish trend-based fib. This is why bearish trend-based fib or trend-based fibs are very interesting, because you just, from that impulse retrace, it had all this course laid out within, and you needed to reclaim that 236 to be any type of bullish, and we never did, so it was all downside from there, down to that 1 trillion. So building the narratives out, if there is one to build out here, you're on the same idea with the total market cap. You're getting that cloud shift. This is more prominent in the idea that it's possibly going lower here. So you have this A, B, C idea to come lower here, getting that bearish retest idea of this cloud. Could just range trade, but coming back into this wick on the total market cap perhaps as well. We had the dollar kind of surging, bullishness, went up and reclaimed a new level of daily support up here on this bullish trend-based idea. The rocket we had up back in July has been taking off steadily since that time. So we'll just keep you posted. It looks like we could see the hourly and 4-hour continue to reset here in a manner. Not really feeling the pocket bounces at all. We'll see what it does at these levels. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Please enjoy your weekend, and once again, thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in. We'll do the same, bringing the fire, the accuracy, the precision, all that fun stuff, and we'll catch you on the flip